Hello everybody. Today's lesson is number 4, and it is all battles are with yourself. This happened very apparently this weekend. I was watching a wrestling tournament with a bunch of kids of various ages, and a kid came off the mat. As kids came off the mat, they kept worrying about what their opponent did and how they're. And I said to a kid, I said, you know what? Don't worry about that. All battles are with yourself. What are you? You know, if you got tired, your opponent was your fatigue. That you ran out of gas, you ran out of energy was your opponent. If you were scared before your match, your opponent was your bravery. This is, and everyone knows this, all battles are with yourself. You're the one who stops yourself. Very few people lose because someone beat them and they prepared properly. Okay? There's an old saying, you know, we have met the enemy and he is us. That's quite the way it is. Whether you didn't go to the weight room and lift enough, whether you didn't hit your move enough, whether you didn't get the, you know, you're in a job interview and maybe you didn't prepare enough. You're in a football game and you didn't run your pass route properly, or you're in a business meeting and you didn't read the notes and don't know what's going on. So all battles are with yourself. Make yourself your opponent. Work on how to beat yourself, because usually you're the one who gets in your own way. This is kind of simple. You need to stop stopping yourselves. And this is beyond, there's another video I'll do on self-sabotage, because people will sabotage themselves, but people sometimes just don't even know how to beat themselves. And when I say that, I don't want it to be confusing. You are your own opponent. Whether you're lifting weights and you want that last rep to come out, whether you're running and then you want, you know, you're doing a 400 and you just have to get that one more second, or a mile, or whatever you're doing. It could be a business deal. It could be you could be a salesman and you need to make 10 calls for every sale. Well, if you're gonna make 3 sales, you're gonna do just 30 calls. Well, after 20 calls, you're tired, and then 22 calls, 23. Now you did 30 and you still didn't get one. You still have to keep going. All battles are with yourself, and if you think about this, it has implications through every aspect you do. If you're a student and you're worried about your SAT score, it's not the SAT that's your opponent. It's your study time and your work habits and your lack of math knowledge, or your lack of literature knowledge. Your opponent, it should be really inconsequential. I said to one of the kids I was coaching, I said, you know, you shouldn't have to look at the scoreboard. You know if you won or you lost by how you did. Don't justify a score. If you have a bad match and you had a weak opponent and you beat them with some points, that's still not a win. And I said, and if you were wrestling somebody that's far superior to you and you do everything you can and you've prepared, you've won. Don't have to look at the scoreboard. And that's real important to kind of understand that. You shouldn't have to look at the scoreboard to understand who you'll win. And another thing I said, which is maybe part of a different video, but the crowd should never know from your actions or your expressions whether you won or lost. You know, you always walk over there and be a gentleman. Don't celebrate too much. Don't whine and cry too much. Shake hands. The crowd should never know the outcome of the match by your face and your actions. So that's kind of a different thing, but I just thought of it since I was fresh from coaching this weekend. So anyway, that is the lesson today. All battles are with yourself. You are your own opponent. You're your worst opponent. And you have to fight yourself 24 hours a day. Whether you get up in the morning or lay in bed an extra 10 minutes. Whether you do your homework or don't do your homework. Whether you ate 2 pieces of pie or didn't. What did you run 3 miles or run 2 miles or run 4 miles? Whatever you did, did you help someone? Did you pass the person? Whatever it is, you are your own opponent. You fight yourself constantly, and make sure you are winning. That's lesson number 4. Thank you very much. I hope this helps somebody out there. Bye.